What did I hear again? Is that what I think it is? What's that sound? Is that really what I think it is? Is that sound really what I think it is? Could it be? It is! It's Speak and Spell! That's right! Yeah, the warm, rich sound of the Speak and Spell tones that you probably haven't heard in, 30 years have now come back to bring back a flood of fond memories. That's right, it's Speak and Spell. You remember Speak and Spell, don't you? Yeah, that's right. Good old Speak and Spell. It was a classic toy. A classic children's toy. And I had this. This is the one I had growing up. So I got this in probably about, I guess my parents got this for me probably, I guess it was about 1979. So I would have been about 6 years old when they got it. So, and the miracle is that it still works. Because about a week ago, I was looking through my closet in there, and I found this. And I thought it had been thrown away years ago. But I get it out, and I open up the battery cover, and the batteries in it were all corroded because it hadn't been used in probably 30 years or more. So the batteries were corroded. So today I got 4 C batteries, and the batteries really didn't even fit anymore because I think now C-size batteries are like 1/8 of an inch bigger than they were in 1979, so they didn't really fit. So see, they're kind of one of them's kind of bulging out there. But that's the only way I could get it to work. Then I hit the magic on button, and it kind of sputtered at first. I didn't think it was going to work. I thought it was just going to blow up or something. But after about a second, it worked like normal. Now, this one though.
Spell wash.
Remember this?
W-A-S-H. That is correct. Now spell does. Spell field. Spell yolk, as in egg.
I could never get that. It always said yolk, as in egg.
Spell plum.
Where's the repeat button? I didn't hear what word that was.
Plum. Spell obey. Spell extra. Spell fired.
Extra. Extra flavor for that extra. Okay, what word is this?
Fired. Fired.
Fired. That's just one of the things we used to do. Like when it would come up with words that you could do this with, you could go,
You are fired.
that's what Google AdSense said to me.
You are fired.
Now see, after I got too old to use the Speak and Spell for its intended purpose, which was probably about 1980, that's what I always used to do. I would do stuff like that.
Spell world. Spell stop.
Well, that didn't last.
Spell was. Spell range. Spell angel. Spell answer. Spell ski. Spell money.
Like Eddie Money.
Spell every. Spell lose. You lose.
That's what they should have been. You know, on election night, during Obama's victory speech, He should have held up a speak and spell and said, "Here's my message to Mitt Romney."
You lose. Spell earth. Spell ton. Spell host. Spell wild. Spell give. Spell sure. Spell learn.
So that's the story of speak and spell. And I remember the letter button,
I-N-N-E-O-L-A-I.
how it would always how there's this letter button always you press the letter button and a random letter would come up, and for years I always tried to get it to come up with a swear word at random, and it never did. I think it has all the swear words programmed in there so they don't come up. But I remember, like, every time the batteries started to go dead, it would always start. Remember how when the batteries in Speak and Spell started to go dead, how its voice would get really high, and it would start going like spell. You know how it goes like spell was, and it would get real high. It would start going spell was like that. But see, my parents got this for me because it's an educational toy. Remember, this was 1979, so toys back then had to be educational. They did. They really did. They had to be educational. In fact, the first time I ever saw one, it was at school, right before I had one. And that's what inspired. That's what inspired the oldsters to get this for me. It was that they had one at school, and the one at school broke easily because, you know, the kids at school didn't take care of it. So it's a spell mode B.
Spell beauty. Spell school.
I like this one. Here's another good one.
I-E-N school.
That's another thing I used to do.
I-E-N.
Wait a minute. Where's the... Actually, two of the buttons have fallen off. Wait.
I-E-N school.
IPN school.
I-E-N school.
I used to think that was the funniest thing to do that. And the first time I discovered that was when one day we were locked out of the house, and for some reason I had this with me. I was out on the back porch figuring this stuff out. That was the first time I ever figured out how to do that stuff. So I was probably about 7 when that happened. And two of the buttons on mine have fallen off because this is with the old-fashioned keypad with the raised buttons. The later versions of Speak and Spell had a membrane keypad, and I think that's funny too because it sounds like mucous membranes. So
Spell heaven. Spell carry.
and I didn't even know what half of these words meant back when I first heard them on Speak and Spell. So anyway, that's the story of Speak and Spell, and just how cool it was. It was a Texas Instruments Speak and Spell.